The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement until 1:25 p.m. on May 18, 2026. At 1:25 p.m., a dangerous snow squall was located 52 miles west of Vallejo, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Wind gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour are possible with this dangerous squall. This dangerous squall will be near Duncan and Terrebonne around 1:30 p.m. Challenge Brownsville, Yuba City, South Yuba City, Loma Rica and Marysville around 1:35 p.m. Linda, Esparto and Olivehurst around 1:45 p.m. Cottonwood around 1:50 p.m. Plumas Lake around 1:55 p.m. Other locations impacted by this dangerous squall include Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, Elk Grove, Roseville, Vallejo, Fairfield, Vacaville, Arden Arcade, Chico, Tracy, Citrus Heights, Folsom, Manteca, Turlock, Rancho Cordova, Davis, Lodi, Carmichael, Rockland, Woodland, West Sacramento, Sears, Florin, Laguna, Lincoln, Antelope, North Highlands, El Dorado Hills, Orangeville, Foothill Farms, Fair Oaks, Benicia, Susan, Paradise, Galt, Vineyard, Riverbank, Rosemont, Oakdale, Patterson, Lathrop, Granite Bay, Dixon, Cameron Park, Oroville, Ripon, Rio Linda, Parkway, Auburn, Salida, North Auburn, Magalia, Newman, La Riviera, Garden Acres, Mountain House, Country Club, Waterford, Live Oak, Auguste, Rio Vista, Oroville East, Gold River, Escalon, Hudson, Winters, Inn, Loomis, Thermalito, Gridley, Willows, Calusa, Fruitridge Pocket, South Oroville, West Modesto, Keys, Durham, Alberta, Rancho Murrieta, Palermo, Wilton, Williams, Bret Harte, Lake Wildwood, Jackson, Rancho Calaveras, Shingle Springs, Denier, Lincoln Village, Empire, Cool, Bistrom, Woodbridge, Morada, Wheatland, Copperopolis, Valley Springs, French Camp, Shackelford, Kennedy, Lockeford, Arbuckle, Sutter, East Oakdale, Hartley, Dogtown, Sutter Creek, Clearville, Linton, Hamilton City, Biggs, Green Valley, Penn Valley, Walnut Grove, Monument Hills, Taft Mosswood, Allendale, Berry Creek, Bill Air Force Base, Del Rio, Sheridan, Newcastle, Clay, Forest Ranch, Herald, Thornton, Riverdale Park and Maxwell. Visibilities will drop quickly to near zero in this dangerous squall. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. Use extra caution if you must travel into or through this dangerous snow squall. Rapid changes in visibility and potentially slick roads are likely to lead to accidents. Consider delaying travel until the squall passes your location. A rapid drop in temperatures will lead to the rapid formation of black ice on area roadways. Black ice is nearly impossible to see and roadways may appear wet. Please use extreme caution, especially on bridges, overpasses and around curves. Allow plenty of stopping distance and avoid braking suddenly. Icy roads are possible as the snow melts on the roads then quickly refreezes. This includes the following highways: Interstate 5 between mile markers 355 and 582. Interstate 17 between mile markers 4 and 25. Interstate 80 between mile markers 0 and 126. Interstate 85 between mile markers 8 and 50. Interstate 92 between mile markers 0 and 19. Interstate 99 between mile markers 160 and 298. Interstate 101 between mile markers 337 and 511. Interstate 205 between mile markers 4 and 16. Interstate 237 between mile markers 0 and 10. Interstate 280 between mile markers 6 and 61. Interstate 505 between mile markers 0 and 31. Interstate 580 between mile markers 0 and 81. Interstate 680 between mile markers 2 and 57. Interstate 780 between mile markers 0 and 20. Interstate 880 between mile markers 0 and 29. Interstate 980 between mile markers 0 and 2. Highway 1 between mile markers 418 and 562. Highway 4 between mile markers 0 and 30. Highway 9 between mile markers 6 and 22. Highway 12 between mile markers 0 and 145. Highway 16 between mile markers 0 and 46. Highway 20 between mile markers 22 and 133. Highway 24 between mile markers 0 and 13. Highway 29 between mile markers 0 and 95. Highway 32 between mile markers 8 and 20. Highway 33 between mile markers 215 and 259. Highway 35 between mile markers 0 and 25. Highway 37 between mile markers 0 and 21. Highway 45 between mile markers 0 and 37. Highway 49 between mile markers 110 and 138. Highway 50 between mile markers 0 and 36. Highway 53 between mile markers 0 and 7. Highway 65 between mile markers 267 and 297. Highway 70 between mile markers 0 and 221. Highway 84 between mile markers 2 and 26. Highway 88 between mile markers 0 and 43. Highway 99 between mile markers 0 and 90. Highway 108 near mile marker 1. Highway 116 between mile markers 0 and 51. Highway 120 between mile markers 0 and 48. Highway 121 between mile markers 0 and 7. Highway 128 between mile markers 38 and 51. Highway 140 between mile markers 0 and 13. Highway 145 between mile markers 38 and 46. Highway 149 between mile markers 0 and 5. Highway 152 between mile markers 0 and 83. Highway 175 between mile markers 0 and 18.